So hi, my name is Cujo. Past couple weeks I've been playing a game called The Messenger, and I only know a little bit about this game at face value. This game is a spiritual successor to like the old Ninja Gaiden games, and I think Ninja Gaiden is super cool, so of course it piqued my interest, and I just kind of wanted to play like a platformer that I thought was really straightforward, and I was concerned that this game was going to be pretty hard. This game is actually not that hard. It's decently difficult at some portions, but there's a lot of like optional parts where you can try to get tokens, and the main game stuff for the most part I think most people can complete, even the bosses. It's a good balance between difficulty and accessibility. But when I started playing this game, I had no idea about one of the main mechanics that are in the game, which, spoilers, I'm going to talk about the big twist of this game, or the cool part of this game. But The Messenger is about you playing as this ninja trying to bring a scroll to like this group of people. You're trying to relay a message. Cue name of the messenger. And at first the game is like 8-bit with like a linear old school arcade type of progression where you go from left to right and progress through levels in a linear way, but you'll fight through bosses and you end up delivering the message to another messenger who is in the future going to deliver that message to where it needs to go, and then you become the shopkeep for that messenger, but the messenger ends up dying. He doesn't show back up, so then you have to actually relay the message in the future, which is how the cool part of this game comes into play. So you end up warping back in time from the past to the future, but in the past the game turns 8-bit, in the future the game is 16-bit. So you'll play through the game for like probably, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5-ish hours of just a linear arcade type game, and then it turns into a Metroidvania where you go back to your old areas and then you'll warp back to the past and the future, and the warping system ends up kind of bringing like interesting puzzles into play to figure out how to warp to the right time to progress through the area correctly. And I've never heard anyone talk about this game in my recommended or like in my general vicinity of like friends I have who play games. I've heard nobody really talk about this game. I think like in terms of Metroidvanias, The Messenger is like one of the more accessible and interesting ones, with a lot of charm with character interactions, has some very dry humor that scratches an itch that I have. I kind of like that part of the game, and I really admire the work that went into this game and indie games in general. It seems like a lot of the indie games made in like the late 2010s, early 2020s, these games are incredible, and AAA titles are like missing the mark over and over. Another cool mechanic about this game is when you land a hit on a projectile or an enemy, it restores your jump, so you can hit all sorts of different stuff and like jump all over the place, and it adds a lot of like dynamic gameplay and control over your character and navigating areas when you're hitting all sorts of different stuff. It really does a good job of making you feel like a ninja. I would recommend this game if you're a fan of platformers and you like that old retro style type of game. I'm actually about probably like 2/3 of the way through the game. I'm at least on the section where you have to get the musical notes for the box in this hub area, and I'm a huge fan of Metroidvanias. I had no idea that this game even turned into a Metroidvania, and I love playing through it blind so far. I'm trying to do that with games a lot more, and this game has like very pleasantly surprised me because I had no idea about the warping mechanic with it into the 16-bit, and the game shifting from a linear progression into a Metroidvania progression. Really cool, really unique idea, and I can't believe I didn't hear more about this game. So yeah, probably by the time that this comes out or the week after, I'm going to complete this game. I've been binging it. It's been really great. And also another like just very small thing, and it's just because of my ineptitude of a player, but I hate when I like diagonally try to jump on an enemy and slash them, where I do it just barely too much and the slash comes out, but I end up just taking damage from the enemy anyway and then not killing the enemy. Man, it hurts my soul every single time that happens. That's like a personal thing, and it's just because I suck. Like, there's a way to avoid it. You get the glide suit, and then when you get the glide suit, you can get an ability where you attack downwards, and that fixes that problem. You just have to actually be good, and I'm not that, I guess. But yeah, really interesting bosses, really cool. Kind of gives like a Mega Man vibe when it comes to the bosses, or just any kind of Metroidvania game, honestly. So hopefully this short little video convinces you to get The Messenger, or at least give it a shot. I think it deserves it. It's a really great game, really interesting ideas, and a twist on arcade Metroidvania type of games. So, thank you for taking the time to watch this. I love you very much, and goodbye now.